So here we are, we're logged into FarmCommand here, and we'll be looking at, first thing we're gonna cover is setting custom notifications. So if we head to the home screen here, so you click this button right here. Once we get here, we'll see this bell here, and that's where our notification settings are. So if we hit that, we'll see what we can receive email notifications for. So weather total, rainfall totals. So that's going to give us an email with all of our rainfall totals from our weather stations that we have favorited. And it will send us an email that will look like this. So it'll be your favorited weather stations, the amount in inches or millimeters, and that's just what you'll get every time there's a weather. So first things first, in order for this to work, you have to have a favorited weather station. So to go over that really quick, we go to the weather section over here. Let that load up real quick. We just go to the map, and if this star is highlighted in yellow, that's just going to show you your favorite weather stations. But if you click off of it, it's going to show you all of the weather stations across the world. So if we really zoom out, we'll see what's going on out in the world here. So today we want to favorite this one. So we'll just click on that one and highlight it. And we'll scroll down to the bottom here. When we click on this pane on the side opens up, and if we just hit the star at the bottom, that's now on our favorite weather station list. So choose the ones that you want to have. I'll choose this one. This one's already in my favorites. So then you'll have your favorited weather station. The notifications for weather are going to work for you. So now that we have a favorite weather station, we can click this one. We'll get the rainfall totals for weather. Crop health, get crop health notifications. Those typically come out every Monday. The same with growth stage. And then you need to choose from your contacts on who or on which email address you want to use. So I've got one already loaded in here, but if for some chance that you don't have an email address that loads up there, what you can do is you can come down to this contacts section, click on it there, and just hit this plus sign to add new. So mine's already in here, but what you would do is you would hit, you would just type in your name, and then the best one to use is this little email button, because it comes out as an email, and that doesn't really work too well over over a phone line. So yeah, so I'll just type in my email address. Okay, and then you would hit save, and then it's going to just automatically populate in this drop-down box here. So yeah, we click these again, and it's checked, and we're good to go. So then you'll just start getting those emails. All right. So for the next part of our webinar here, we're going to be looking at generating equipment reports. So to do that, we go on this side here, we look at the little tractor over here. So we'll be wanting to go into this report section over here. And so yeah, this is taking just a little bit. So we'll go over. I've got another area. So if we hit that reports tab over here, we'll be able to select our grower, our farm, which for your account that should be just one thing in the drop down box here because it's your farm and you're the grower. Then you can select the field that you want, and it's best to do one field at a time because sometimes if you have too much on there, it can get kind of murky. But then as you look at this calendar, if you pick out a specific day, all of the dates are going to be grayed out except the days when you were actually in the field with that implement with the CAN plug in it. So here we've got, we were in the field April 29th, and then again June 3rd. So it looks like probably planting and then maybe some sort of spraying probably. So typically what happens when you select that, your equipment automatically pops up. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to modify the implement width, because if you have a CAN plug in a tractor and say you go in there with a planter and you make another trip in there with a sprayer, the width of those implements are going to be different. So the CAN plug isn't going to know specifically which machine you're in or what you're pulling behind you. So you need to kind of help it out and tell it how wide it is, so that we can see, get an accurate report of how much overlap we're getting. So I've already processed this report here today, so we'll just review it here. And typically we have, we can see the path that you actually took out there in the field. And you can actually see everywhere that you've been in a specific day. So if you're coming from the home farm, you can actually see the home farm, and even if you stopped and pulled in at the gas station for a cup of coffee or whatever, you'd actually see where you were sitting, and then take it back up. That's what's happened within the boundary of that field. So over here, so it'll tell you how many acres per hour you were doing, and that's just within the confines of that boundary that you selected. How much working time? So that's not travel time. That's just working time in this field, and also your area covered. As we scroll down here, you can see some of those same statistics here, but more interestingly, you can see how much overlap. So you can see if you were, overspraying by quite a bit. If you have kind of a odd-shaped field, that might be pretty valuable information, especially if you're spraying. Then we scroll down here and we look at weather. So we've got some pretty valuable information here. So we've got time of day up here at the top, what hour it was, what the temperature was. Also see temperature on this bar graph here in relation to things like dew point and the relative humidity. So this could be valuable if you say you sprayed a field and maybe you had you were spraying dicamba and there was some sort of a chemical issue. You could come back and look at this information and either confirm or refute if you were on label or not. So that's pretty interesting stuff. And so we've got rainfall. So this is if it rains during the course of the day, it'll give you a chart on how much rain it rained per hour. So if you sprayed a field, and you're like, I know it rained afterwards, but I don't know how much. What is my tolerance for my rain fast times and that sort of thing. You can look and have a pretty accurate idea on if your herbicide washed off or not. Also, come down here, you can see the wind speed. So once again, for spraying, were you on label or not? So that's pretty much the information we're getting from these reports, and that pretty much concludes what we were going to cover here today. Any questions, Anna?
Thanks, Ben. No, I don't have any questions at this point. If somebody does have a question, maybe just raise your hand so we know that you're typing it in. No, it doesn't seem like we do have any questions. Ben, do you have any final words or anything left?
No.
No?
Just if anyone has any questions, be sure to send them in, and I'll get an answer for you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to close things off and just remind everyone once again that we will be back next Thursday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we definitely look forward to having you back. If you wish to review this webinar again, you can definitely go on that customer portal to view this one or any other ones that have happened in the past. I wish everybody a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend. We definitely appreciate and value your time for being here with us today. Ben, thank you very much for sharing this wonderful information with us, and we will see everybody back next week. Thanks, everyone.